Okay, so there we go. Should be recording now. So the main purpose of the training sessions are really very practical. So there's a little bit of kind of theory at the beginning, but what we want to concentrate on most of all is the practical bit. I'll have to give you the theory first to kind of put things in context, as it were. So our philosophy as a school is to teach people to speak fluently, quickly. And what we use for doing that is what we call the natural method. Yeah, so the natural method is about interacting with the students in a very structured way, like I explained to you the other day. So we use a book, a set script of questions and answers, and we deliver the questions in the lesson, and the student answers the question in English. But we support them through the answer. One of the ways that we support them through the answer is to give them the words as they go along. So if they struggle to find the word in the answer, then we give them the word to push them through. So what we're really trying to do is to get the students to think in English and speak in English. And we use various tricks and techniques to help that along. Okay. As I mentioned to you, I deal a lot with professional people. So the majority of our students are professionals, so engineers, surgeons, IT people, that sort of thing. So it's important to present an image. So the dress code is smart casual, if you like. So yesterday when we met was fine. Today is perfect. So I don't really need to say that. And of course, punctuality is important for us as well. So as I say, there's 4 sessions. They're going to be heavily focused on the practice. You've already managed to log onto the platform, which is excellent. So what you see is like a trainee teacher's view of things. When we get through all the training, then that view will be promoted to a teacher view, and you'll get all the other things. But the idea is just to try to keep it a little bit more sane at the beginning, because there's so many other options. You say, oh, what's this? What's this? What's this? We'll get to those when we get through all the training. So it's not to try not to confuse you too much with too many things. One thing on there that I think I would like to highlight is that you can open more than one tab and go to the same website and log in multiple times. That's not a problem. Yeah.
Okay.
So one of the things on the main menu that we're going to use today is what's noted on there as SE books, so spoken English books. You clicked on Teacher Zoom, so the SE books is something that we're going to use a little bit later. The button next to it, which is Training, in that button, if you go into there, there's a bunch of videos of other teachers, okay, delivering lessons.
Yes.
My ones are at the top, so the best ones are further down. The worst ones are at the top. They're my ones, okay? So if you get a bit of time, have a look through those, just to get an idea of what we're doing, so you can have a look through there. The other button to mention, we won't mention that. We'll talk about that another day. So the SE books is the main one. The Zoom you already know, and the training one gets you to some of the videos. Okay, and the button at the top, Velocidad de Banda Ancha, we put that on there for the students so they can test whether they've got connection problems or not. Okay, so my notes back up again. I don't want to dwell too much on the kind of theory and try to get into the practice a bit more. Okay, so the natural method is about thinking in chunks, thinking in English, and driving the students to speak as quickly as possible. One of the things that's really important in this method is repetition. We use repetition to reinforce and help people remember things between lessons. So for some students, they have a different idea of the way to learn, and sometimes they find repetition a little bit frustrating, but it works really, really well with our lessons. Okay, The
Okay.
the natural method is much, much faster than traditional learning methods with a blackboard and so on, because it's just so active. Within the natural method itself, there's a bunch of techniques that we're going to talk about, but the two most important ones that we're going to concentrate on today is what we call 2 questions and the 3-word prompt. So if you can open the SE Books option in the menu, and we're going to go down, there's a little selector at the top, select a lesson or chapter. I don't know whether you can see that there.
Yes, I see it says a beginner's course.
Yeah, but above that, there's a selector box, select a lesson or chapter.
Okay, yes, here it is.
Yeah, we're going to go down to B11 stage 5.
Okay.
So down.
Here it is.
B11 stage 5, and we're going to open lesson 1, L01. Okay, and the first thing you see there is chat.
Yes, here I am.
Excellent, good. That was the hard bit. Yeah. Okay, so these are the books that we use, and you can, as you saw in that list, there are a lot. There's 12 books in the course, or 12 levels. Yeah, each level lasts about 3 months. The higher levels last a bit longer, the lower levels last a bit less, but on average, it's about 3 months with 2 lessons per week. So the stage 1, or A110, which is the most basic beginner's level, lasts 2 months. So if you add them all together, it takes about just over 3.5 years to go from stage 1 through to stage 12. And stage 12 is equivalent of C1 in the CEFR. So it's a pretty fast pace to get through.
Yes.
So, yeah. So I think other schools, it's like 6-7 years, and the lessons are like 2.5 hours, 3 hours at a time.
Yes, it takes a lot longer. Yes, totally.
Yes, yeah. So it's much, much faster studying like this than with the traditional method. Okay, so what we're seeing here is what we call stage 5, or B111. And you can see the page is broken up into various parts. Okay, so the first bit you see, chat, online, face-to-face, those are what we call headwords or keywords. Yeah, so they represent the new vocabulary that we introduce as we go along. Okay, and then comes the questions and the answers. So the question on the left and the answer on the right. Don't worry if you see questions in green in some places. That's to talk about for another day. But basically, we work our way through from the top down. Okay, so when we ask questions of the students, we ask the question twice. It's important to ask the question twice, but it's the first time they might not hear clearly, so it gives them a second opportunity. And we deliver the question quickly. So that's where we say 2 questions. Yeah. So do you prefer chatting with your friend or with your friends face-to-face or online? Do you prefer chatting with your friends face-to-face or online? Then what we do is we go into what we call the 3-word prompt, or the prompt. So what we do is we give the first 3 words of the answer, and we indicate which student we want to answer the question. Yeah. So when it's a one-to-one lesson, the students are pretty bright and they realize that they're the only ones, and sometimes they kick off answering straight away. But when it's with a group, what we do is we try to mix it up a little bit so that students don't know who's going to get the question until the last minute. Yeah, so if you have Bill, Bob, and Joe, you ask them, do you prefer chatting with your friends face-to-face or online? Do you prefer chatting with your friends face-to-face or online? I prefer chatting, Bob. And Bob was I prefer chatting. And we continue like that. Yeah, so it's a little trick to keep the students paying a little bit more attention to what's going on. Yeah, so we use that. Yep, so we give the first 3 words of the answer, Sometimes 4, sometimes 2, depends on the question, but a good rule of thumb is the first 3 words, and then we work our way through the answer. So if you were the student, I'd give you the first 3 words, I prefer chatting, and then you would say, I prefer chatting. As soon as you start answering, I give you the next words along. Yeah, I prefer chatting with my friends face to face. Yeah. Then we go on to the next question. We try to not have any gaps between the answers and the next question to try to keep a good rhythm going. Yeah. So I prefer chatting with my friends face to face. What do you do when you go online? What do you do when you go online? When I go online, Miriam, when I go online, I look at my email, Facebook, Twitter, etc. Yep. So they're the 2 main techniques that we use. There are other techniques that we'll talk about later today, and we'll talk about with Laura tomorrow as well. They're the 2 main things that we do. Okay. When we get going through the questions and answers, when we get a bit more speed, then we'll talk about the other things like how to deliver the keywords and things like that. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so that's the basic idea of it. Seems simple, right?
Yes, it seems simple, but I suppose that it's not at all.
It's simple, but it's not as simple as it looks. Yeah, so it takes a little bit of getting used to. That's why we have a little bit of a training session with the potential teachers, because otherwise we don't get the kind of speed that we're looking for with the students, and we don't get the kind of development that we're looking with the students. Okay, so that's the theory. So what we're trying to do is get them to think in English. We work quickly. We ask the question twice, then we prompt and feed the answer. So the prompt is the 3 words, and then the feed is where we give them the other words as we go along. Okay?
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so what we're going to do for the rest of the sessions is we're going to practice a lot of these. So we'll practice with me as the teacher and you as the student, and then we'll do it the other way around as well. Yeah.
Perfect.
So normally what we try to do is I won't ask you to present something unless you've seen me present it first. Yeah. So maybe, a little bit later on, but at the beginning, just so you're not like making it up. You've seen somebody do that bit first. Okay. So
great.
Let's see. Should we start with this? Yeah, okay, why not? Let's start with stage 5 then. So Miriam, nice to meet you, Miriam, new student. Welcome to stage 5.
Thank you. So nice to meet you too.
My name's Stephen, and off we go. Okay, so do you prefer chatting with your friends face-to-face or online? Do you prefer chatting with your friends face-to-face or online, Miriam? I prefer chatting.
Well, I prefer chatting with my friends face-to-face.
Very good. Okay, so the idea is that what we're looking for with the students is they answer exactly what's in the book. Okay. During the lesson, the students have the book closed. Okay, so they don't see the answer, but the teacher does. The teacher sees the answer, and it's the teacher's job to guide the student through the answer and get them to speak as quickly as possible. Okay, so when you're answering and you're reading, remember that the students won't be reading. Okay, so a little bit more difficult. Okay, so what do you do when you go online? What do you do when you go online, Miriam? When I go online,
I
look at my email, etc. Yeah. So
and what happens if somebody says something different? It's not incorrect, but it's different from what the book says.
Okay.
In those cases, what do you do?
It's not a problem, and when you get a little bit more experience, you can pick up on those things and carry on with the answer. Yeah. The student will have to be very, very quick to beat you to the answer. Okay. But if they do, you adapt to what they're saying. But we always start off with the first prompt. So if the student tries to answer in a different way, we make them go back and give the first prompt. But the rest of it, they can go their own way. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So what do you do when you go online? What do you do when you go online? When I go online, Miriam, when I go online,
I look at my
look at
email, Twitter,
Facebook,
Instagram,
etc. Yeah. So you could put other things in there or put them in a different order. That's fine. Yeah. The idea is it's not an open conversation. Yeah. In some places, there's things that invite a bit more openness, but generally, it's not an open conversation. What we're looking for is the fluency. That's what we're driving towards. So they remember the structures and they repeat the answer so that they're learning the structure without worrying too much what the individual words mean as they go along. Okay? Okay, so the word notice, darse cuenta. What was the first thing you noticed? Oh, there's a spelling mistake there. What was the first thing you noticed when you got up today? What was the first thing you noticed when you got up today? The first thing I noticed when
I got up today
was sorry?
that it was cold.
It was cold. Okay, just then it cut out. Have you got your microphone and speakers open at the same time? Or using a phone or something?
No, I'm not.
No?
I'm using the microphone of the computer. Maybe it's because I don't have earphones, right?
Maybe that's it. Because sometimes what happens is the computer's quite clever and it realizes when you're talking that you don't want the sound to come out of the speakers and it cuts. So sometimes, because I didn't hear the end of what you were saying there. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's try that again. What was the first thing you noticed when you got up today? What was the first thing you noticed when you got up today, Miriam? The first thing I noticed
when I got up today was cold.
Yes, excellent. Are you the kind of person who notices when other people are happy? Are you the kind of person who notices when other people are happy, Miriam? Yes, I'm the kind of person.
Yes, I'm the kind of person that notices when other people are happy.
Not other are happy, other people.
When other people are happy.
Very good. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I get really nervous.
That's fine. That's fine. It's something that at the beginning, it's something that is a little bit counterintuitive. It goes against our instincts to teach like this, but it's very, very effective at getting people to speak and form the words. Okay, so the word free means gratis or libre, busy, ocupado. What do you do in your free time? What do you do in your free time, Miriam? I go for a walk. I read a book. I study.
I do some exercise in my free time.
Yes. Are you busy at work at the moment? No, I'm not busy.
No, I'm not busy at the moment.
At work at the moment.
Okay,
yes.
at work at the moment.
When you have a party, do you give free drinks? When you have a party, do you give free drinks? Yes. When I have a party?
Yes, when I have a party, I give free drinks.
Free drinks. Excellent. Good. Lie. Acostarse. Comfortable, cómodo, uncomfortable, incómodo, pillow, almohadilla. Yeah. Do you like laying in bed on Saturday morning? Miriam? Yes or no? Yes? No?
Yes, I love laying in bed on Saturday morning. I love sleeping. I love staying in bed.
Excellent. Which do you prefer, sleeping in a bed or sleeping on the floor? Which do you prefer, sleeping in a bed or sleeping on the floor? I prefer sleeping.
I prefer sleeping in a bed to sleeping on the floor.
Yes. Why do you prefer sleeping in a bed? I prefer sleeping. I prefer sleeping in
a bed because it's more comfortable.
Yes. How many pillows do you have on your bed? How many pillows do you put on your bed, Miriam? I put
2 pillows
17 pillows on my bed. Yes. Okay. Yes. Wake up. Despertarse, woke up, woken up. Okay. So when you wake up on Saturday, do you often get up immediately? When you wake up on Saturday, do you often get up immediately? No. When I wake up on Saturday, yes. When I wake up on Saturday, Yes.
I get up immediately.
Immediately. Did your phone wake you up this morning? Did your phone wake you up this morning? Yes, my phone.
Yes, my phone woke up.
Woke me up. Not woke up, woke me up.
Woke me up this morning. I
This
forgot the
morning.
object here.
Yeah, yeah. Have you ever woken up after midnight because of a noise in your house? Have you ever woken up after midnight because of a noise in your house? Yes, I've sometimes.
Yes, I have woken up
After midnight
because of a noise in my house.
Very good. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll do it the other way around now. Okay.
Okay.
So don't worry if it doesn't go well immediately. It's normal. Yeah. So when I first did this, I made a complete mess of it. So don't worry about it. If I laugh, it's not because I'm laughing at you. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
It's because I recognize what you're going through. That's all. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So
we start from the beginning, from
yes, right up to the top. Chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. So first, do I say the words, like the meanings, and then I start asking, or I start asking right away?
You can just go straight to the questions. Okay. The way that it normally works in a lesson is that we have two parts to a lesson. The first part of the lesson is a review of what we've seen in previous lessons. So we repeat what we've seen. And then the last part of the lesson is what we call new work. Yeah. So in the first part of the lesson, because the students have seen it all before, we don't give them the words. Yeah, unless somebody's been on holiday or something like that. So the first part we try to get through quickly just by asking the questions. Then we get to the new work, and then we give them the words. Yeah.
Okay.
So what we'll do for the practice is we'll just do the questions and the answers. Okay.
Perfect. Okay. So do you prefer chatting with your friends face to face or online? Do you prefer chatting with your friends face to face or online? I prefer chatting.
I prefer chatting
with my friends
face to face.
Face.
Yeah. So the idea is that as soon as I start saying the answer, you're ready with the next bit, so that as soon as I finish my bit, you're saying the next words, so that we flow. Yeah. So it's not like you say some words, I say some words, you say some words, I say some words, like that. The idea is
continue.
The idea is to try to get it to flow as much as possible. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's go with the next question. What do you do when you go online? What do you do when you go online? When I go online, Stephen, I look at my email, Instagram account,
etc.
Etc. Yes, I forgot the etc. Good. Okay. Sorry, I'm really nervous.
Don't worry about it. It's natural, Miriam. Yeah, it's such a different way of doing things that it's natural to be nervous. Yeah.
Okay.
It's better to be nervous now than when you're in front of real life students.
Yes. Yeah. This is the moment to be nervous.
Yep. So I must say, so far you've done much better than the average trainee at this point.
Okay,
so you're doing
great.
Very well. You're doing very well. Yeah.
Okay, so let's continue with the next question. So what was the first thing you noticed when you got up today? What was the first thing you noticed when you got up today? The first thing I noticed, Stephen, when I got up today was my alarm clock. Okay, perfect. Let's go with the second one. Are you the kind of person who notices when other people are happy? Are you the kind of person who notices when other people are happy? Yes, I'm the kind of person, Stephen, who notices when other people are happy.
Excellent. Very, very good.
Good. Okay. So what do you do in your free time? What do you do in your free time?
I play chess.
In my free time.
In my free time.
Okay. Are you busy at work at the moment? Are you busy at work at the moment? Yes, Stephen. I'm busy.
I'm busy.
At the moment. At work at the moment.
At work at the moment. One of the things about this is a little bit like they say in acting, the show must go on. You know that expression?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you make a mistake, You don't need to advertise it to the students. You don't need to go, oh,
Okay.
it's not a problem.
Yes.
Yeah, you're in charge. Nobody can tell you you're right or wrong. You're the teacher. So if you make a mistake, you don't have to tell everybody that you've made a mistake. Just carry on. It's not a problem.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe they don't even notice.
Exactly. Everybody makes mistakes. It's not a big deal. But what we don't want to do is kind of stop things. Say, oh, I made a mistake. That should be like this. Make a mistake. Well, move on. And next time you have an opportunity to do the same thing, then you won't make the same mistake.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Okay.
So when you have a party, do you give free drinks? When you have a party, do you give free drinks? Yes.
Yes.
Stephen, when I have a party,
When I have a party,
I give free drinks.
I give free drinks.
Good. Maybe I have to be a little bit faster, right?
Yeah, it will be ideal. Yeah, but we're just learning, so
Okay.
it's not critical. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let's continue. So, do you like to lie in bed on Saturday morning? Do you like to lie in bed on Saturday morning? Yes.
Yes.
Stephen, I like to lie in bed on
I like to
Saturday
lay in
morning.
bed on Saturday morning.
Good. Which do you prefer, sleeping in a bed or sleeping on the floor? Which do you prefer, sleeping in a bed or sleeping on the floor? I prefer sleeping, Stephen,
I prefer sleeping
in a bed
in a
to
bed
sleeping on the floor.
to sleeping on the floor.
Good. Why do you prefer sleeping in a bed? Why do you prefer sleeping in a bed? I prefer sleeping,
I prefer
Stephen, in a bed because it's more comfortable.
because it's more comfortable.
How many pillows do you put on your bed? How many pillows do you put on your bed? I put, Stephen,
I put 17
pillows on my bed.
On my bed. Very good. Sometimes when it has 3 dots there, yeah, sometimes
I can add something.
you can add something. Yeah. So sometimes the students don't have something prepared. So just have something in the back of your mind that you put in there. If they hesitate, then you put that in there. Like I said 17. So when I said to you, how many pillows do you put on your bed? I put, and you hesitated for a half a second, so 17 pillows on my bed, just to have something so that we don't have an awkward silence at that point.
Okay. Great. I do. Okay. Yes, let's continue. So when you wake up on Saturday, do you often get up immediately? When you wake up on Saturday, do you often get up immediately? Yes, Stephen, when I wake up on Saturday,
when I wake up on Saturday, I often get up immediately. Yeah.
Did your phone wake you up this morning? Did your phone wake you up this morning? No, my phone didn't wake me up
this morning.
Have you ever woken up after midnight because of a noise in your house? Have you ever woken up after midnight because of a noise in your house? Yes.
Yes.
I have
woken up
after midnight because of a noise in my house.
Very good. Okay. So, as you know, we use Zoom for our lessons. Okay, so we use the free version of Zoom, which has a limit of 40 minutes. Okay, so at this point, you start getting messages from Zoom, or you get one message from Zoom to say you've got 10 minutes left in the meeting. It worked quite well for us because our lessons are 50 minutes. So about 1/2 the hour, we get a message and we switch to Zoom at part 2. It works well because it allows the students to break and then kind of have a little bit of a reset and then start again. Otherwise, if we go all the way through, sometimes it's a little bit difficult for the students. So what we're going to do now is we're going to leave Zoom and we're going to come back in Zoom 2. So we're going to see whether your Zoom 2 button works as well. Okay, so I'll see you in 1 minute. Okay?
Okay, perfect.